Something happens to you that you didn't plan, that just happens to you, and something takes over. And in 1972, I took a 2-year trip around the world. I was in Guam. I lived down there for 13 months singing at the Cliff Hotel in a beautiful lounge at the Cliff Hotel called the Vista Lounge. And one day I just said to the great creator, I want to trip around the world. And before you knew it, I took a 2-year trip around the world, and I never knew where I was going to go next. I just went. And I had the most amazing thing. But on that trip, I knew that I had chosen my home because I had lived here in Hawaii since 1967, and I couldn't think of living anywhere else. Paris was calling, but I couldn't afford it. They weren't as nice as Hawaiians filled with aloha anyway. So anyway, I came back to Hawaii, and I went to see a friend of mine down at the Edgewater Hotel. His name was Warren Marley, and he asked me to sing that first song that I sang for you tonight called I Wish You Forever Hawaii. And it was Kona weather, really hot, humid, and sticky. There was a little window like the shape of a blossom over near, it's where Roy's restaurant is now. The Buckeye has been crashed, and now it's Roy's is there. And through that window came an icy wind. And when I sat down to the piano there to play I Wish You Forever Hawaii, this song came to me. Literally in that moment, it came to me. And after it was over, I said, don't anybody talk to me, I got to write the lyrics down to this song, I don't want to forget it. And you know, the visions that came with that song, the beauty of it, it was amazing. And then years later, John Rolls was singing it at the Royal Hawaiian Hotel. It's called The Snows of Mauna Kea. And he said to me, Jay, would you please write a prologue? Well, I had already started a song for Mauna Loa, which I call the distant dark blue mountain of the sea. I love Mauna Loa and Moku Oveo, the crater on top. And so I said, John, I'll do it for you. I went down to the Regency room of the Royal Hawaiian Hotel, and I sat down to the piano, and I wrote this prologue that is the very first part of The Snows of Mauna Kea. It's really the Mauna Loa prologue. And that night, John Rolls sang that song at a record release party because he had recorded The Snows of Mauna Kea, and we were releasing a record that night. And he sang this song for the first time that night after both shows at the Royal Hawaiian, and he sang it at 11:44. I always notice things that are happening with the fours, because 4 is my number. And so what happened was, the next morning I get up, and the advertiser had a huge photograph on the top of the paper, the front page, and it said, last time, for the first time in 25 years, at 11:44, in a 13-mile long crater of fire, 13 miles long, Mauna Loa erupted. At the very moment that John Rolls sang the prologue to The Snows of Mauna Kea. So today we have a lovely daughter of the islands. Skippy is going to dance The Snows of Mauna Kea for us, so would you please help her to the stage so that she may, she's been dancing this with me for years. She danced it for me down at Melvin's show when she was down at the marketplace, and I hope that Melvin will be able to do shows like that again, because those were magical moments. And there is a new verse to The Snows of Mauna Kea that nobody's ever heard. And I think it was inspired by Aunty Ruby. Because when I was at Monterey Counter, she told me something that I'm going to write, and she says it'll come to you when you least expect it. So this new verse, which Skippy's never danced before, so I hope you don't break your wrist, you know, that joke. But she'll know which one it is because she's never heard it before. But this song keeps mesmerizing me about what's happened with it, because after it was written, all these wonderful things happened. And I can't tell you now because we don't have the time. But someday I'm going to write a book and tell the story of what happened with The Snows of Mauna Kea. So without further ado, let's have a big hand for Skippy, because she's so gracious to dance with us. Softly comes the dawn, the winds of night are gone, now shines the morning dew. And I'm singing Morning Dew. You know, I'm 75 freaking years old and I forgot, you know. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, Melvin has taught me how to stop and start again. So I'm going to stop and start again. Skippy, please forgive me. I hope you're not too tired to go through this. Yeah, not for them, yeah. Okay. I was doing morning dew. See, I told you things happen with this song. You're doing it, Melvin, I know. Okay, here we go. Born in the shadow of the mountain, born by rays of the sun, born a child of the ocean, where the sea and the skies are one. To see her in the white veils of winter, the glory of her golden summer sun, here in this land of forever, here where dreams are begun. I have sailed 100,000 miles. I have seen the wonder of my child. I have loved 100,000 smiles. Still I'm lonely for that mountain by the sea. Like the sweet winds of Waimea, they bring a peace that I have never known. Until I see my island someday, I'll find a reason some way to make the snows of Mauna Kea through the swirling mists of Maui, with a lay of fallen snow around her head. And when you see those shimmering snows in silver moonlight, then you'll believe all the legends that you read. And when you see her with her snow crown in the heavens, as she smiles across the ripples of the sea, you can hear her singing softly to the trade wind that Hawaii is the land where love is free. For the snows of Mauna Kea, like the fires of Kilauea, have made my life a never-ending Mahalo, Skippy. Now I have to tell you, many times in the night I'll go into a deep trance and I'll think of all the times I've been to Mauna Kea. And I would like to pay tribute to a young gentleman who's older now, who wrote these lyrics. And he said, "My friend and I would sometimes roam the trails of Mauna Kea, and in the evening we'd come home and see her standing there. The moon moves around her when she sleeps. The clouds stand beside her when she weeps. And I could be forgotten and 1,000 miles away, and still I would recall the beauty of Mauna Kea. Now to any land you go, she will be with you if you love her like I do, oh Mauna Kea. And I live in the city now and I see different things, but in the nights when I'm alone, she's in my dreams. For the wind spins around her when she wakes, the sun spreads its warmth across her face, and I could be forgotten and 1,000 miles away, and still I would recall the beauty of mystical, magical Mauna Kea." May we all pray for Mauna Kea. Let's pray for it from the deepest spiritual sense that we have, to let the beauty of her majesty permeate our souls and in our hearts. For I'll tell you, when the snows come to the mountain every winter, I use it to purify my soul. So when the snows come and cover the summits of that beautiful, unearthly, it's like a temple. It is a temple. I remember that when the snows come to purify my soul by covering my soul with love, like the snows cover the mountain. So let's all remember to use Mauna Kea to put love into our souls and cover our spirits with the cloaks of kindness, beauty, love, and aloha.